there's a very dear paper craft friend from Germany who told me that in my Etsy shop there's obviously missing a whole section. So she asked me for some fuzzy cut items that she can use to make some paper dolls. So I went to my computer and made some items for my shop. And yeah, today I would like to introduce you not only to my desk that's really a mess, as you can see here, but also to my new items that you can use to make some awesome paper dolls. Enjoy! Hi there, this is Luisa Heinzel. Welcome to my messy desk and my channel Junk Journal Art. Nice to see you here again. Yeah, as I said in the intro, I have some new items in my shop and my desk is a whole mess because I started cutting out all these, all these fuzzy cut elements here that you can use to make some paper dolls. So today I would like to tell you something about these printables. So sorry for this holes in the pages, but I used already some of these elements to try everything out. So you can get a total of 5 fuzzy cut items in my shop from today on. So there are millions of possibilities how you can use these pages. So as I said, you can create some paper dolls. As you can see, there are heads and bodies and some accessoires that you can use to decorate your paper dolls that you create, but you can also make some really strange animals, for example, or you can use those elements for decorating tags or journaling pages or whatever. So it's meant to be as a paper doll, yeah, like a puzzle set, but of course you don't have to use it like this. You can also make some other things out of this. And yeah, I hope you like this. So today I would like to show you one possibility how you can arrange such a paper doll from such digital printables, how you can do that and what I think when I do this and what my thoughts are, how I construct such a paper doll. And what I also have to say, with every set of those fuzzy cut images, you will get some background papers as well. So in every set is a page that's like this with some jelly prints and some other elements. Then there's a page like this that has some really abstract black and white things on it. And there's a third page in every set that has some more vintage colors in some kind of a eco-dyed way. So if you want to know more about those items, please go to my Etsy shop and check that out. I will link everything down below in the description box so that you can just click the link and then you will get directly to the item. So today I have some space here and I want to create, let me say, some kind of a realistic paper doll. So I'm, excuse me, please. I mean, I want to use a head, a body, some arms, perhaps some legs and some accessoires so that you can see it's meant to be a human being. So I think that's the easiest way to start with those paper dolls when you perhaps have never done it before. One thing I have to mention before I can start is that these faces here that you can find in those printable sets are made by my dear friend Manuela. Her channel name is Manuela Keller. I will also link that down below in the description box. So when I was asked by the other friend to make those fuzzy cut things, I thought about how I can do that. And then I came across those faces. Manuela painted those for our collaboration 10 Künstler, ein Junk Journal. That means items, 10 artists, 1 junk journal. You know this collaboration in English, and we did the same thing in German. I think you all know what I'm talking about. And she made those faces for this collaboration and for her signature that she created for this journal. And then I came to the idea that I could ask her to make a little collaboration with me. So we designed this kit here together. So the faces come from her, and there are also some other elements that she created, and then we have put everything together, and now, yeah, we are happy. And you hopefully as well. So I will link her channel down below in the description box as well, so that you can check that out. Okay, so let's start with one of these awesome faces here. So I think she did a really great job. So hopefully you understood. She draw this by herself, so with real paint and that stuff, not digitally but on real paper, and I think it's really, really awesome. And she did a really great job by doing this, and this abstract faces, I absolutely love them. So if you are interested, she also has some videos on her channel. They are all in German, but perhaps you can understand German, or you just want to watch the video even if you can't understand anything. She has some tutorials on how she made similar faces like this. And yeah, so perhaps you want to check that out. Then we could use perhaps this thing here as a body. I think that could look nice. And perhaps you recognize what this is. So I took my printable The Show Must Go On that you all know from the past videos, and I made some scraps out of it, glued it together, then I have sewn on top a little bit, and then I scanned it and made it into this shape here so that you can use that as a body. So what I want to say is that if you have purchased already the Show Must Go On printable, then you can also create your paper dolls on top of that paper. So let me show you here. Sorry for this messy look of this page, but I used it. Sorry, but all those colors would fit really well together because these elements are from the kit, and Manuela created her faces with the colors that come with the kit. And yeah, I think this is the point that I also want to say a really, really big thank you to all my new customers and to all of you who purchased this The Show Must Go On kit. It's really an outstanding experience for me. It's so cool. And yeah, also welcome to my channel if you are new. There are so many new people at the moment here. I'm totally, you know. So let's try. So thank you very much for all of your support. Let's try to give this person here some arms. So there are several things in this kit that you can use as arms. For example, a paintbrush, or for example, you could also use this key, or it would also look cool if you would use this here as some kind of an abstract arm. But you can also choose the realistic arms that I have put into this kit, for example, like this and like this. So I took some of these realistic arms for those people, especially for those people who get started with this kind of collage, because I think when you never have done that before, then you have perhaps some problems with your imagination. So please, I don't mean that bad, but I want to help you out to create such things because it's so much fun. And so I think we have to cut here along in some way. I don't know how until now, but I will first layer all my stuff here and see how I can arrange it, and then later on I will glue that, and then I will put that to a junk journal page. So of course you can do with your paper doll what you want, but I would like to put it to a page. Then we have some wings. I know that it's not really realistic if you put some wings to your character, if it shall be like a human being, but we all love wings, so it's a fact that we need these wings here. With those kits, with this fuzzy cut elements, there you will get especially from the wings, 3 different sizes. So as you can see, these are really big. Then we have a medium size of these wings, and also a small size of these wings. And also, of course, every time when you see a wing, you get the right wing and the left wing. So like here, both of them in 3 different sizes, so that you can decide if you want to put this to your journal cover, for example, where you need a bigger sized result. Or you can also, of course, take the smaller wings and use that for journaling cards, for ATC cards, or whatever. ATC cards. You know. ATCs, or how is that called? Okay, so I think for my personal preference, this would fit, but this is really much green. But there are also some other wings in this set. So let's try, for example, this one here. I think that would look also really cool, but that's a little bit too big for me at the moment. So let's try perhaps these. Yes, I think that's better. That's much better. And I think this guy here needs some kind of a pet. So there are many, 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 many of things that you can use to add to those characters. So you have some fishes, the seahorse, there are dogs and cats also. Where is the cat? Ah, it's hidden here. Some cats and some other animals like butterflies and that stuff. So let's decide which one could be here, so that he is not so alone. I think that would look really cool, but this would cover his face really much. I don't want to put it too low, and perhaps we could also use, oh, here we have another dog, perhaps this one here. There are 2 different versions of animals. So on the one hand, you have the complete image of, for example, this fish, or you have the head of an animal, or sometimes even the tail of an animal. And of course, you can cut the full images and use only the head, or you could use only this rest here of this fish. You can cut them, or you can use the heads of the animals and give them some bodies by yourself and mix and match all those items that we have here. So you could also, yeah, put some flowers here so that it looks like he is sitting behind those flowers, for example, like this. I think that would look also really, really cute on a journaling card or something like that. You could also mix some elements that would not make any sense in reality, for example, like this. That could look also really cute. Or we could also perhaps try to give him a funny body like this. Yeah, so how is that possible? I think we should first... So sometimes you have to manipulate the images in some way to get the result that you want. So I mean, you can, of course, cut everything that you don't need here and make it fit. And for another project, perhaps you can use the body and put another, for example, like this, put another head on top, and then you can reuse this piece here that you have left over from this thing here, for example. So I think I want... Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, sorry. I have to laugh so much. So let me just bring the camera a little bit more down so that you can see that better. And sometimes it's really, really funny for myself because, yeah, of course, I have not tried out every combination that's possible, because that's impossible to try that out. And sometimes sorry, I'm so sorry. Sometimes I find such funny combinations and oh my goodness, sorry. So we will definitely put this here together, and I think we could arrange this later so that it looks like this person is hugging this dog. So we have to cut this thing there away from the arm, and then yeah, I think that could work. So let's try that. I will cut this here away, so this hand has some kind of a fabric that is here. So let's cut that off so that this hand is touching the body of the dog. And then I think we should cut this here also. So I will try to cut on this line here. So I have some problems with my camera at the moment, sorry. I want you to see that clearly. So I go here, and then on this line where this hand is holding this bowl, like so, and this little thing, let's cut that off. Now come off. Okay, so and then we can perhaps first glue the head to the body so that we can see the dimension of this dog. And I think I will put the head a little bit more down as it is expected, so that it looks a little bit more, yeah, you know, more funny. And then we could try to put this into here. How does this have to be? So you have to play around with these things, and that's of course the most fun. So let's first glue the head, then it's easier to see, and I will later on cut that off a little bit so that the head looks not so strange to the body. And this arm obviously has to be somewhere here so that we can let's first glue the arm. Then it's of course easier to see, but yeah, the angle of the arm, I think we have to use this realistic angle. So I mean, yeah, this nearly 90-degree thing here, so that the shoulder looks not so weird. Because when you, of course, you can glue the things where you want to glue them, but when you glue them in a way that's, yeah, too strange, I would say, then it's, in the end, it's really, really, yeah, you know, weird. What do you think about this? I think when, so I mean, this would also be really funny. Oh my goodness. So the second arm, I would like to put in, yeah, you know, lower than this arm, because this is realistic enough for me. So I can place this arm, I think, where I want it on this right side. And I'm just thinking of how much I want to see from this dog. I mean, the funniness of this dog, yeah, let's do it like this. The funniness of this dog comes through this body that's not his own body, and I want to see this stumps, I think that's the right word, of the arms. And I think we have to put his ear a little bit in front of the face here, so that it looks some kind of, he is petting him. Is that the right word? Yeah. You have a pet and you make this, you know, that's petting. Seems to be a little bit of a strange word for me, but hopefully that's the right word, sorry. And yeah, but What about putting the wings not to the body of this person, but to the dog? No. That's some kind of a problem, because then this arm is a little bit too hidden, I think. Okay, so let's try to cut one piece of these things here. So I mean, when we only have this thing, we could also see that this is a wing, but it's not so big. Looks more like a wing of a fly. Wow. But I don't know if I like that. I really don't know if I like that. No, that's strange. I think these wings are destroying the look of this dog. So we will make it like this. And now we have to find something that we can put here to the bottom to make some legs for the dog, because now he is hanging in the air. What about this flutes? Perhaps. Or what we also could use are these brushes, but I think they don't fit so well to the body. I mean, the colors are not so great together. I mean, it would be possible, but perhaps we can find something else that would be better. So let me just what about two keys? That would also be nice, but I think I have only one here. Let me see what else do we have here. Or what about giving him some human legs? That could be a great idea. Or what I also have is this thing. So this dancing queen skirt. Okay, so we have from this skirts here, we have two different versions. So we have that one, and we also, and I think that would fit much better, even if this looks really great. We also have, let me just cut it off, this one here, and I think we will use this. En este momento quiero saludarles a mis suscriptores nuevos de España. Bienvenidos a mi canal. Me alegro muchísimo que estáis aquí y que me sigáis, aunque algunos de vosotros ni hablan alemán o inglés. Y así, en el mundo de Junk Journal Art se entiende sin palabras. Gracias a vosotros. What do you think about this? Yes. Okay, so I will now try to first glue this dog here so that it is in the right position. Like so. Just glue this thing. And then we can decide where to put this arm. Like so. Okay. So what else can we do? Perhaps, so I've just found this head. That would be definitely too much covering of this face. But, I mean, that would also be a possibility to bring this dog to the foreground. So if we look to it like this, it looks like they both have the same level for the eye, if that makes sense. But if I put the head here, so I mean this is that head, yeah, this, you know what I mean, then the person in the background gets more intensive to the eye, I think. But they are still, I think, on some kind of the same level. If I would do it like this, this dog will go to the foreground immediately. And I think I really, really like that. I really like that. We could also do it a little bit like this, so that the second eye of this person is not too much covered from this black thing. Yeah, I think we will try that. And this kind of collage is, yeah, something of playing around, as collage I think always is a little bit like this. But the most of your ideas will come when you have started playing, and when you take something and put it somewhere and you think, okay, that's great, I will glue it here and it's fine. So yeah, for example, this flower. Sorry, so that was an accident now. That was not planned, but yeah, that's what exactly what I want to say. So if you have this and you like it there, then please glue it. And of course, some things you have to plan. I mean, you can't glue the arm when you want to put something behind it. So I mean, that's, yeah, that makes sense. But when I want to have this flower here, then I take it and I just glue it. And I think that can be also really relaxing. So now I think we don't need much, but we need some legs or shoes so that they both are on the same level here on the ground. So we have these shoes here. But I'm not sure if I like that. We also could use part of these. Yeah. So let's put these shoes here. And you can see, after I have cut them, they look totally different, but they match to my needs here. And I think now I don't want to have any wings anymore. So first of all, as I told you, I thought I would do it like this, or now perhaps we could, is that too much? I don't know. So I will just take my journal, put all of these things here out of the way, and I would just put that onto a page in my journal. So I would like to use this one here. So I have shown you this several times on my channel. This is my poetry journal that I created for my design team projects that I create for 49 Dragonflies. Hi Barbara! Nicht erschrecken, ich bin's nur, Luise. Nichts essen, aber auch nicht erschrecken. So, in one of my past videos, I have shown you how I created these paper dolls made out of Barbara's awesome printables. And now I want to combine my own creatures from my new items with these paper dolls that I made here, and I want to marry our creativity in this journal, if that makes sense. Hopefully that's not arrogant, but I love Barbara so much, and she's such a good friend. She has become such a good friend in the meantime, and I'm really appreciating her friendship and her support and her, you know, all of the love that she gives to us, and especially to me, so that I want to, yeah, make a little marriage between her work, her digitals, and my work here in this journal. So I will just put the camera a little bit higher so that you can see everything. Okay, so I think this would look not so bad, especially here with this green wings on this map here. But perhaps it's also a little bit too whimsical in the background. So perhaps you could also try it here. Or I'm really not sure if I want to use those... Whew, what is this brush doing here? Sorry. I'm not sure if I want to use these wings. But that's also a thing that I have learned. Take your elements and put them to your page to see if that fits. Don't think about it 3 nights, but take it and see how the different backgrounds would look when you put your creatures on top, or your paper dolls on top, because then you could decide that really easy if that fits. I think I like that. Especially with these butterfly wings here peeking out. So I think I would like to try it here, because it's also a good idea not to think too much about something. That's also a thing that I have learned. So I will just bring the wings to the body with a little bit of glue so that it sticks there where it has to go later. I think I first have to... Sorry, I have to cut this here, this little edge. Then bring this. Where do you have to go? Oopsala. Like this, I think. And the other one as well. So that we have this creature in one piece, so that we can move it around. And that we can decide easier where this whole thing has to go. I think this left wing is a little bit too low. Like this. But that's also a thing. Who cares? Put it there like you want it and like you think it's right. Okay, so let me just take a piece perhaps of this print. And I think that's really... great thing to make some kind of a whimsical background, but not too whimsical. Some kind of artsy background, but yeah, as I said, not too whimsical and not too loud. But I also want to show you that you can combine some really extreme colors. So I mean, this rose here in the edge of Barbara's paper is really vintage. This background, this scratches on the background are really vintage and really used, really, yeah, you know, there's typically junk journal optic. And it could be great if you take some colors, for example, from these background pages that come with the kit, or some of your own pieces from your stash. If you just put that somewhere here, it can look really nice. And I think we will just put some tiny bits and pieces here. Oopsala. I think I want this here, like so. And I will just glue that down, and then I will show you a trick how to bring this into the background. So I mean that this scraps here in the background become one. It's really easy. believe me. So for this little trick, I have teared the pages, so I mean the paper, with this white edge, and I did it really extreme so that you can see it better. Of course, you could also make this a little bit more carefully so that this white frame will not be so much as it is there. But yeah, you will see that it is a good idea to have such a white frame. This white edge, I mean. So glue this down really, really well. So, I mean, when you want to do that, what I will do next, you have to make sure that your scraps are glued down really, really well. You could also use a glue stick to bring the glue to the surface. That would be perhaps the better idea. But make sure that this is really well glued before you do the next step. Otherwise, you will have no fun. So then you can take Distress ink or Distress Oxide ink. I'm using this Distress Oxide Vintage Photo. You could use any color of distressing ink that you want, but the Distress Oxide works a little bit better in comparison with the normal Distress ink with this technique. Now I take this thing and I go here, like so I show it with my finger. I do some kind of this thing, that I only touch this edge, then nearly no ink will go to my paper, but I will get this really, really awesome distressed edge. And of course, I could distress these things before gluing it here. But I think this is much easier because you don't have to press your scrap down to the table because it's glued here. You will not destroy your scrap. And I think, but that's, in German we would say Kümmelspalter. So that means when you are a person, so that's a bad word. I mean, yeah, that's not a nice word. It's when you have a very small seed and you cut it with a knife because you are thinking that you need the half of this seed. I mean, yeah, it's really a bad word. Kümmelspalter. I haven't expected that I want to teach you such strange words in this video, but you have learned something new now. Yeah, I mean, the difference between distressing it when it is here, I mean, the optical, difference, the optical difference between distressing it here and distressing it when it lays on your table is not so much, but you can see it when you try it out and you did it the first time, and yeah, try to compare it, you will see it, I promise. So now we have this, and we have this cool things here in the background, and I think that makes this vintage paper of Barbara some kind of, yeah, this is popping out a little bit, but it needs this background to be perfect. So yeah, I say this, a combination of 49 Dragonflies and Luise Heinzel is never a wrong decision. Ich hab dich ganz doll lieb, Barbara. Okay, so here I will use this kind of scrap. So as you can see, I have teared it a little bit different. I have not this white frame, white edge like here, but I teared it in the other direction so that I don't get this edge. And I want to give this character here some kind of a base. So it needs to have something that it can stand on, that it don't flies in the air, even if it could fly in the air because it has wings, but it looks a little bit strange if it is so close to the edge of this, you already have understood what I want to say. Now I go over this here also so that it looks similar to the others, like so, a little bit darker on the bottom for more dimension. I'm just realizing that this is some kind of short. So what about putting this a little bit more to the left so that the butterfly wings can come out here a little bit more? Or I'm just realizing that I put this thing here on the totally wrong place. I don't want to have this in the middle of the page, but I can't decide which so if we put it like this, we will cover Barbara's wonderful rose there in the edge. So I think we will do it like this. Put that here, and then just put a little bit of black shading here, and that will also be good. Okay, so let's glue that. We will shade this in a second, but I just want to show you a little, how can I say that? Quick tip. Now you can see these butterfly wings are blue, and they are peeking out here from this other page that I made a few weeks ago, from this little snippet thing here. And this blue is matching the blues here. Here we have blue, and all is in this bluish color palette. The green fits really well to blue, but because blue and green is a great idea. But this red is really coming out, and it's only here on this left page we have some orange red here that can make sense between this both pages, but we have nothing in this color here. So I think it would be a really great idea to just put something here, like so, for example. You could also take this chance to use some of your scraps. So that would be perhaps a little bit too much, even if I would say it's okay, but it's, for my preference, it's too much. This would be great. I know this looks a little bit strange now because it's not distressed until now, but I think that's great. So let's glue that there. And that can also be, not only this thing that I call a color bridge. So you have this, colors that make sense together on the next page. It can also be a new start. I mean, a start for a new collage here on this page. I mean, if you have this here, you can use this as a new background and start another smaller collage on this page when you feel like you have to do a collage. So let's just make it like this. I will here go over this page as well a little bit to make it a little bit more, in this scratchy look like here. Why not? So, for example, like this. And now I think we have a context between this left page and these right pages that we have here. So when we open this, this makes sense. And then you can decide, and I think that's one of the hardest things to decide if you want to do that or not. If you want to shade your character and if you want to bring out some more of the elements that you have created here. And I made another video for my German speaking community, and there I was also not sure, where is it, if I shall shade it or not. And I struggled really long. So this is the other collage that I made. And when I started shading, I was sure that it's the right way to do it. So I will do it on the other piece as well. But if you want, you can compare this. I will just hold it like this. Oh yeah, my camera is not getting this sharp. So if you see this, you think, okay, that's funny, but you have to look really, really intensive to this to see those characters. And here I think everything comes out a little bit better. You can see this little owl and this little wings on the mushroom, and also this little mouse here comes out a little bit better than without the shading. So if you are interested in this process to see this version of this paper doll here, please check out the German version of this video. So if you are new here, you will always find, yeah, I think in 99% of the things that I publish here, you will find a German and an English version of every video. So if you see that I have uploaded a new video, so if you get this notification and you realize, oh, that's in German, then please just check the info box or go back to my channel. There you will find the English version of the same technique. So I mean, this is the same technique, but a little bit different result, of course, because I can't do two things after each other in exactly the same way. That's impossible. But you will find all the techniques explained and that stuff in English as well. So if you are confused, please just search for the other video. I will try my best to link it every time. But sometimes I'm so confused. But please, if you search for it, I think you will find it. You are really clever viewers. And I printed these items, so I mean these images, to matte photo paper. And I printed it with a inkjet printer. So when you work with water, you will need really good paper quality. I can recommend this matte photo paper because when you go over this here with water, then nothing will smear. I mean, the ink of your printer will stay there where your printer has put it, and nothing will happen. If you don't have high quality paper, don't be sad, because you can also, of course, do this technique with this shading. I have a solution for you. So just take some transparent gesso or some gel medium or some Mod Podge and go over this whole thing before you start shading. If you do the shading with this Stabilo All pen that I'm using here, or you are using perhaps some kind of an art crayon like this Gelato crayons by Faber-Castell, then nothing will happen. So you can smear that, you can shade it, you can blend it, you can do everything, and nothing will happen when you have sealed your piece before, when you perhaps don't have the right paper at hand. And I think it's always the same question, if I shall go around this whole thing or not. But I will do it in this art journaling style. I think that's a really strange thing, because all of the really art journal experts, you know what I mean, they go around their whole creations and bring them out and make them pop out so cool that I sometimes can't believe it, because they don't do the shading in a realistic way. They just go around it, blend this stuff, and then it looks great. And sometimes I can't believe that, because it's not, yeah, they don't think about natural light and that stuff, and it looks great. Can't understand it, but let's try that. And it's always a really hard decision if you want to do it, yeah, like natural light would come to this piece, or if you want to do it in this artsy way. But I think it's easier to do it this way, because you don't have to think so much about where the light comes from, especially in this case when you have this abstract, if you have created this abstract characters, it's, I think, easier and more fun to do. You don't have to think about this thing too much. And I want to make this skirt a little bit more popping out, so I go here like so and bring this shading out a little bit more. I'm looking here where the shading on this leg is and just make this a little bit more intensive. Also go down here a little bit so that that comes out a little bit more. Hopefully you can see that in my camera. And now here let's make some darker areas, so for example like this, that it looks like they are both standing here somewhere. I also go into this little colorful scrap here so that this will become one as well, like this. And we can also do this here. Okay, so I think that's it. And I think I'm really happy with this. I think I really, really love this dog. Okay, so I hope you like this page. I hope you will follow me in the future for more fun things about junk journal and junk journal art. If you like this, please leave a comment, give me a thumbs up for this video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't done it already. I would be really, really happy. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. See you the next time. Bye bye.